Oh, this is special. I want to give a shout out again to Indecent 3, Swing and Adverse. This is a special one. So I'm going to have to represent as Goggles. And the thing I want to let you know is, for some strange reason, I'm mad as hell. Now, what I'm going to read today is a presentation from Woe Man. Now, I've gone on record to say that relationships don't work. Now, don't blame Indecent 3 for that. That's me saying that. And don't blame Indecent 3 for me saying that I'm on file saying that sharing concept, which means you have to learn how to share your woman with other men if you want to have a relationship. So don't accuse Indecent 3 of my personal behavior. But I'd like to thank them guys for allowing the bull to get outside of the gates and let me do my thing until we can do our thing. So I'm going to read something to you that Woe Man has written. And in what she wrote, I'm just going to break down in pieces. But the first thing I want to do is go through the whole thing. First, it says, how come they didn't ban Viagra when they overturned Roe? If unwanted pregnancies are God's will, then so is everyone's ED. This online dating shit's bananas, fellas. Let's hurry up and get the fuck out of here. And then it says the name. And I just want to add this one little part real quick. This Woe Man is a school teacher. Once again, I like to do the advertising. This is a shout out to Indecent 3. If we had any advertisers, or if I had anybody to do for who was paying me, I would do a plug in for them right now before I go back into this part and break it down. I would say something like, well, I guess I could do my own plug, shameless plug for get ready for my God Stalker novel, which is going to be Empty Enemy, coming soon. Hopefully, you guys are going to see me on a rampage here soon as I tear up the coaching territory with this digital playbook. So those are just a few plugs. And I'm going to create this writing company called Future Smiles, where I'll do writings for people, handwritten writings or whatever, for them to cheer up somebody else, a loved one, family member, or whatnot. We'll go from there. All right, back to the top, what this lady said. How come they didn't ban Viagra when they overturned Roe? Now, Roe versus Wade basically is a decision that they overturned when a woman has a right for her body to have an abortion if she chooses to or not. So a man has impeded once again in deciding to tell a woman what she should do with her frame, when she should do what she wants to do with her body, and probably as well as controlling her mental thoughts. So this is a strategy inside of the system to make a woman stop having sex. Now, I got my own section that I do called Sex is Better Than, Sex is Not Better Than, or Sex is Even With. So now, when I say, how come they didn't ban or when she says, excuse me, how come they didn't ban Viagra when they overturned the Roe uh, versus Wade decision? So let's dive into this. I think women are vindictive. And the vindictivism of a woman actually is trying to point out something that you did off of something that she did. So this is very brilliant. This is brilliant. See, this is a woman sitting there with her arms folded mentally saying, wait a minute, y'all want to stop the woman from stopping things for her body. So what about banning Viagra? So now what Viagra is used for those that are under a rock or don't want to deal with the pink elephant in the room, Viagra is used to make a man have an erection. Some of y'all may not have known that, right? So it's designed for a man who has an erection. Now this erection is designed for him to have sexual intercourse with the woman, for both of them to seek out pleasure. A lot of times she gets shortchanged, he gets what he wants, rolls over to the side, passes out, wakes up in the morning, probably his wallet is gone, his identification is taken away from him, and whatever else. Maybe he got scolded by some hot water, or next thing you know, he's going to have a rape charge tagged to his name. But what she's saying is, how come they didn't ban Viagra? So if you ban Viagra along with the Roe versus Wade concept, then now you got a man in a pickle. So now all these shorty guys who can't get anything up, can't get anything going, now they can't have sex. They can't take that little blue pill, pop into their mouth, swallow it and use that water, whatever, that 3 or 4 hours of power or whatever they call themselves getting from using Viagra. I like to thank God at this point in time that that's not an issue for me. So, I'm saying that now. I shine while I can. All right, so it says, how come they didn't ban Viagra when he overturned the Roe versus Wade? Now, she and other women, just like the WNBA players, complain about the prices or the fact that women should be paid the same amount or just as much or more as the men do in the NBA. They won't come out to the games to support none of them because they say it's like 300 people in the stands. So how come the women that complain won't get up and show up to the WNBA games? Is the same with the situation here about this Viagra. She's going to say it right here, but she's not going to do anything about it. Most people that I know of, they don't do anything, they just talk. So once again, just realize that she's having dialogue and she's expressing herself, and that is it. You don't want to dive into it too much more than that. She's just talking, we can laugh about it and just say, ha, okay, you got us. This is funny. We don't know what we're going to do next. But she's talking about Viagra being cut. She's expecting somebody else to do something about it, which they won't. So let's try to move on. If unwanted pregnancies are God's will, then so is everyone's ED. If unwanted pregnancies are God's will, then so is everyone's ED. Now, first of all, we are not qualified to speak for God. So how can we say if unwanted pregnancies are God's will? To now dive into her part where she cuts in and says, then so is everyone's ED. She's got a problem with this. This ED, not only this time, it's not an educational deficit. This is an erectional dysfunction, erectional dysfunctional type of behavior that's going on with a man downstairs. So once again, she's saying, now she done brought God into it. So if unwanted pregnancies, which is what God's will is, now she got to dive here and figure out what man's free will is. A person's free will is doing the sex and the fucking that you're doing. Now that's free will. So you talk about God's will, which is something we really cannot talk about. But let's dive in. If unwanted pregnancies are God's will, then so is everyone's ED. So God's will also is erectional dysfunction. So if she has a point, then what she's saying is at this stage, hillbillies and niggas alike, you need to stop fucking. Because if you can't get it up, then you need to stop fucking. So if unwanted pregnancies are God's will, I mean, God ordained or designed or created from a biblical text standpoint, a spiritual realm, that an unwanted pregnancy, which I don't know if God wants, because if God's purpose is to replenish the earth, be fruitful and multiply, an unwanted pregnancy may never happen, as far as I'm concerned. There wouldn't be any unwanted pregnancies if it's inside of God's will. But we don't want to crucify somebody because they're not saying things a certain way. But we're just going to look at again the other part of, and so is everyone's ED. So now she wants all of you Viagra taking guys to take a chill pill, no point intended, and sit your sorry ass down somewhere because you can't get it up. So then she tries to laugh, and she says, this online dating shit's bananas, right? So yes, everybody should know that this is the online dating world, which is a dangerous place to be. Is like a, what's that guy's name? Alfred Hitchcock. So the online dating film, it's like Jordan Peele. This online dating shit is bananas. Of course it is. But you still keep coming back. You keep diving in because you still believe there's hope. You believe that one of these days, hope is going to happen for you and things is going to work out well. So you try to laugh it off to the same fellas when you say this online dating shit's bananas, fellas. So now you say that part and you say, let's hurry up and get the fuck out of here. So now the people that you just attacked, you said, you little small dick, non-hard motherfuckers, let's get out of here. So I guess you're trying to campaign to shut down the dating site. But I'm willing to bet on I bet you $2,000 or 2,200 bands, 200,000 bands right now, or $2 million if y'all got that this same lady is still online dating. Because she's still hoping and wishing. And then she said her name, but we're not going to disclose that part. But then she's also a school teacher. Go figure. They say school teachers are some freaks anyway. I got kicked out, so I must not be qualified. But anyway, I'm going to run back over this top thing from the bottom, and I'm going to get out of here. How come they didn't ban Viagra when they overturned Roe? And Roe versus Wade is that if unwanted pregnancies are God's will, then so is everyone's ED, which is erectional dysfunctionality. This online dating shit's bananas, fellas. Let's hurry up and get the fuck out of here. So she wants to shut that down. I'm a fan of that concept because relationships don't work, and it's primarily because of this social media shit. So she's on to some things. But she wants the fella to know if anything happens to women, then something should happen to men. So that's the bottom line. You guys got any questions, any feedback, or whatever? I'm more than willing to entertain any questions. Or the Indecent 3 can answer some questions as well. And you guys can bite into this concept and go from there. But I'm Goggles, and as usual, I'm mad as hell.